everybody, and welcome to another magnificent edition of the MySpace Music Feed, your exclusive look at the world of MySpace music. I'm your host, Caduce, and we've got a doozy for you today. We've got two great interviews, one featuring a new artist by the name of Lights, who has a very cool electro-pop sound. We got another with a band called Dead by Sunrise, and you might recognize the frontman, Chester Bennington, from his other job with Linkin Park. We also got my lovely co-host, Jordan Taylor, giving us the news on how you can listen to the new album by the pop rock boys of Sherwood. First off, let's send it over to Mr. Steven Smith, who hooked up with the Dead by Sunrise guys in LA recently. Take it away.
It is Steven here on the MySpace Music Feed. To my left, Dead by Sunrise. How did the whole band come about? Because I know you guys from a bunch of different bands. How did you come together?
We actually met when Orgy was making Vapor Transmission, Linkin Park was recording Hybrid Theory. Ryan and I met in the halls, I was, wandering around screaming one of our parts, and he comes around the corner like, "Who are you? What are you doing here? What the hell is that noise?" And it was really funny, and we just hit it off. And so over the past 10 years, we've been around each other quite a bit. After I asked these guys if they would, help me make a record, they started messing with some of the music, and I really liked the fact that, they wanted to do that.
And we would sort of trade for a week or two. We'd work on Dead by Sunrise, and we'd go in and spend a couple days on Julian K, and do some Dead by Sunrise, and it was pretty organic and cool.
Where did the name of the band come from?
We kind of summed up our lifestyle. We pretty much never saw daylight unless we had to eat. 10 o'clock till about 3 or 4 in the morning is when we did most of our work here. So that kind of felt like, we were vampires and so I wanted to emulate that in the name of the band. So I wanted something that had a little more of an edge and did some justice to some of the things that we were doing here. And Dead by Sunrise felt like it fit better, especially in terms of me personally. There was a moment during the making of this record where I kind of lost my mind a little bit, and so it really did capture that kind of desperation that was, that I kind of had going on in my life at that time.
Now, what sort of things do you have planned for your live show?
The approach right now we're taking is going out and playing clubs and having people come out that want to see the band, and pretty much being loud and in your face, that's the plan right now.
Okay.
I think we're not operating off of Orgy budgets or Linkin Park budgets here. We're doing this very grassroots. We don't expect LP fans or Orgy fans to come flying by the thousands, to come see us play. We're gonna have to earn it the old-fashioned way.
Sherwood have toured with some of the most beloved bands in the world of mainstream punk, including Say Anything and The Academy Is. They're set to join the big leagues now with the release of Q, the California band's third full-length. Sherwood recorded this harmony-drenched collection with producer Brad Wood, who's also worked with Liz Phair and Sunny Day Real Estate. Now, the album doesn't come out until October 13th, but we've got a sneak peek for you right here at MySpace Music. Now, our next guest, Lights, has spent the past 2 years making waves on the Warped Tour and in her native Canada. Now she's set to go international with the release of her major label debut of The Listening. I recently sat down with the guitar mistress in Toronto, and this is what she had to say. First of all, your name, Lights, uncommon, totally cool.
Thank you.
I heard it's now legally your name?
Yes.
Tell me the whole story behind that.
Well, it's been my name for, it feels like forever, because it was a nickname. It started as a nickname. It comes from my last name, which is an Austrian last name. It's very complicated. People just kind of short formed it over the years, and then I just decided to take a step and making it more of a stable part of my life, I guess. This is one of those things you do to turn more into the person that you're going to become, and I just added it to the front of my name, so I have 4 names now.
So, talking about your album, your new major label album, The Listening, what else went into recording it?
It was a really organic, natural process where we didn't force anything. We didn't book a bunch of time to go in the studio and make a record. It was just, when it flowed, and when the record was ready, we'd put it out.
Cool.
It wasn't set a deadline and then make a record, because it's not going to turn out good if you force art or anything like that. Yeah, anytime that I had time or felt inspired, I would write some music, and then there was probably 30 or 40 potential songs, and then we narrowed it down to the best 12, 13, put that on the record, and all the artwork and all the visuals came with that, because everything audio comes with something visual, in my opinion, so that all came together after the record was put together.
Awesome. So your music's really sweet and orderly, but it kind of stems from a more crazy volume scene of music. Like, how do you feel you fit into the whole Warped Tour scene?
It's funny. I mean, I grew up listening to that music. I always used to go to Warped Tour, and I was a guitar player in a metal band for a while growing up. So, I mean, it does. I ultimately started in a place like that, but that being said, I've never ever fit into where I am, no matter what I do, whether it's like gaming or in high school or whatever. I've never really fit in somewhere, so it doesn't surprise me that it doesn't fit in where it is, but the fact is, like, I play as good as I can and with honesty, and I'm passionate about it, and at the core, that's what that's all about.
And that'll do it for this episode of the MySpace Music Feed. Thank you for watching. It truly would not have been the same without you. Make sure you stay tuned. Next week, we've got the country legend Tim McGraw joining us. And that'll do it. We'll see you then.